Hello, this is Garthidus, and this is version 2 of a automated villager wheat farm. You can kind of just look down and see exactly how it works. You have the villager trapped on one plot that as soon as he plants it, it's immediately bone mealed, and as soon as it's ready to harvest, he pops it and almost immediately plants another one. And there's a constant spurt of bone meal, which you can obviously tell that that's going to require a lot of bone meal. It's all harvested and collected by a hopper minecart running underneath, and then it is taken over here where it is then deposited. I find that they get about, one villager can produce about a stack of wheat every few minutes, every about 5 minutes, I think is what I calculated as. But if you have it kind of modulated where you just keep adding villagers, you can increase the output of the farm. You kind of saw bread in that chest. It's because this villager right here picked up some wheat. I guess I didn't have him full of seeds, and so he constantly creates bread to try to throw to this villager. The few things that to keep in mind is that you want solid blocks between them that keeps them from being able to see each other and trying to interact with each other at times. There's obviously my sound is off because there's a constant ticking of the repeaters and the constant noise of the hopper minecart just going. So it is a lot rather loud farm, but if you put it far below, like at bedrock level below your base, you won't be able to hear it, and it'll produce a ton of wheat. The other thing that you might want to keep in mind is if you put it next to a skeleton farm, that would give you a quick access to a lot of bone meal. We can come take a look at my first version of it, where you had the hopper mine cart just running in a straight path, and the idea that I was thinking is that the villager would kind of harvest all of them and it would collect all of them, but the bone meal was coming out so quickly that he just pretty much just stood in one place. And so I was like, well, if he's not going to move, might as well just put him in one place, and then we can put a bunch of them there. One of the things that I also realized is just with the straight track, any bone meal that would land on the edge, any wheat that would land on the edge, wouldn't necessarily be picked up because the hopper minecart just wouldn't get it. So with a zigzagging track underneath, the minecart will always pick up all the bone meal up top. And bone meal, I keep saying bone meal. It's wheat. Bone meal's used to do it. And I have an on-off switch here, which means that they'll just grow the wheat will grow naturally, and then when it's ready, they'll harvest it, and then it'll still be picked up. So it would be a much slower farm this way, but when you have it off, it still works. The only problem is that if it's off for a certain period of time and then you turn it back on, it'll pump it all the way up, and then they don't necessarily harvest it right away. They do. It tends to take no more than 2 minutes, if that, for them to start harvesting. But then once they do, you kind of saw earlier that they just kept going and going and going. So anyways, this is the second version of an automated villager wheat farm that I have. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions on how to improve it, let me know. And thank you for watching.